Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think we're good. Hey guys, Dante here. Welcome back to my channel, The Burgers Art, and welcome to another art stream. It is not a Sunday night art stream. It's actually Friday night, and I just felt like doing something for another, like maybe 2 hours or so. I think it's like a little 2-hour art stream. Regretfully, I work this weekend, so I'm not gonna stay up too late tonight. But I figured we just kind of pick up where we left off last time, and we're gonna just do a few more Dice Warrior characters. So far, we have our D20, our D6, our D4, and our D8. And the theme here, as you can see so far, there's various type of warrior characters. Nothing exactly D&D adjacent. I mean, you could argue one's a rogue and one's a barbarian. But yeah, I want to go to a few of the dice setups. Now, something that was brought up last week was the placement of the faces. So, for all the dice, the faces are not on the number in which the dice indicates, but rather the number is in the forefront. As you can see with the D6, the D6 is on top of his head, the D8 is on his forehead, the D4 is on the side of his head. The only difference is, so far right now, the D20. The face is on the D20 side, but since D20s have so many sides, it was really hard to like put the face in a way where you would read it as a D20. If this was like if this wasn't a three-dimensional thing, like if this was like a toy, there was no real place to put the face where the D20 would look nice. So I just decided for the D20, his face is the D20, and his helmet has a 20 on it. He's the odd man out. Well, hey intern, how's it going? And I have some ideas for the next set of dice, how to handle the shapes as they get weirder and weirder, because next would be a D10 and a D12. I actually forgot about the D12s. So D10, D12, I probably won't do a variation of D100. The D100 is usually just a D10 with 90, 80, like in the 10s, or a gigantic ball. So I don't know, we might not do a D100, just keep a D10. And yeah, also there's this weird thing going on. Well, I'm able to stream right now. I'm streaming to Twitch, and it is being restreamed to YouTube, but something's going on where it's having trouble updating the information. So it logs on when if you tune in, you'll notice the title at first says test stream. Then I quickly changed it to Dice Men, and I was able to change the category. But yeah, I don't know why it does that. I have no idea why. It does this weird thing where like my Streamlabs reads it as offline, which is weird. You could be on your account, broadcast your account, but Streamlabs still reads it as offline, and that's very annoying. So I'm actually checking something right now before we get into the drawing of it. Okay, good news is, because I caught the issue and quickly updated the title and the category, I am located in the art section of Twitch. Usually, because that was a big issue for a while, where it just wouldn't update the category, and I would basically just disappear into the ether. But yeah, we are running right now. As you notice, there's no cam right now, because I'm taking it easy. I am chilled. I'm in a robe, and no one needs to see me in a smoker's jacket at the moment. Audio seems to be good. Music is generic background music. I'm gonna right now switch my headphones, and yeah, we'll get to the drawing. Let's do it. Stand by as I adjust my own audio. There we go. Ooh, there's one thing I gotta do. I gotta grab. I have a reference figurine. It is a Spider-Man. I have a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man figurine from when the movies first came out. It is super articulated, and I use it for art reference more than the models I have. I have some art models, but this figurine does a lot. Okay, I need to get the arms right on this D8. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. All right. Okay, where was I? Here we go. Yes, as I was saying, I have this little Tobey Maguire Spider-Man figurine, and what I love about it is it has like a hidden hinge on the shoulders. So essentially, you have your standard shoulder joint, which is like a round ball, but then it continues with like a butterfly joint, I guess you could say, into the body itself. So he could put his hands directly above his head, which is exactly what I need for this scene here. Let me see. I'm gonna semi pose him. I'm posing him as close as I can to this wild little dice dude. And hopefully... Okay. Also, don't forget to follow and subscribe. Follow here on Twitch, subscribe over on YouTube. There we go. Okay, I got Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and yes, you could switch out his Spider-Man head with a Tobey Maguire head, and he's always had the Tobey Maguire head. He looks so uninterested. this freaking figurine of mine. Anyway. Alright, let's see. D8. Okay. Do. So I am going to have to kind of change the angle for one arm. So let's do the arm that kind of makes sense at the moment. Let's do this guy. Now the only real problem is I'm not too sure if I should give him sleeves or what to do at the moment in terms of like his actual attire. So for now we're just gonna give him generic arms for now. So at this angle I think the wrist is a bit more inward. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, yeah. Hello, who was that? Daniel? Did I read that correctly? I gotta readjust my subscription, the time of how long that stays on screen. I think it said Daniel. If so, thank you very much. Welcome to the stream. seems about right. Okay. Just trying to get the angle of like the closed fist. Oh, that's the problem. I'm doing the thumb too far out. Should be definitely closer. Just trying to get the angle of these daggers he's holding, because they're kind of pointing towards the audience, kind of pointing towards you guys. So this guy get the angle right. It seems about right. Really simple looking shape for the daggers. Zoom and enhance. I want to say it seems about right, at least for one arm. All right. You know, I'm going to do a separate layer. That way I don't mess up the actual the main layer, this layer right here. So I'm just gonna draw on a separate layer. Okay, so I can see what the issue I'm having with this. So first things first, the elbow is, I'm using the erase tool, there we go. The elbow is centered, it's right here. Which means we're actually heavily overlapping the bicep and the tricep. And we're seeing the underarm, the underpit, the armpit. And then we have, that's what we're looking at. That's what we should be looking at. Because this hand is gonna be. Hold on, let me. The little figurine I have for Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, his fingers can actually close. He actually does a little Spider-Man thwip that I'm holding for the reference right now. So we're actually looking almost dead on, like that, to the way he's holding his sword or dagger, whatever you want to call it. So if that's the case, 0.4? That's too skinny. Nope, undo. 6. That's right. Okay, there we go. Right about there. Grab that. Say. A little forward. There we go. That right there. That's what we're dealing with right here. I could get rid of pretty much all the detail of the fingers and everything because it's all blocked. It's all blocked by the hilt. Okay, that should about do it. Which means something like that, I think. Now let's see how it looks. So this, for those of you not in the art world, is known as foreshortening. It is very hard to do with certain parts of the body. It's very hard to do with objects without making something look squished and weird. Let's do a little drawing lesson real quick. So let's say, oh, using the wrong color. Okay, let's say this is your bicep and tricep. Let's say this is your elbow to the forearm and the wrist. And then let's say there's your hand, your thumb, and the fingers, right? So with the foreshortening, let's say you want to look at this directly from the front. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You would have like the hand from the front looks like they're showing off their their nails, if you would. But then that kind of covers the forearm, which in turn, oh, come on, which in turn kind of covers the bicep. And this is essentially, let me see, this is shoulder right here, right? That's the shoulder, and then that's your shoulder. So foreshortening is like just basically you kind of condense stuff based on what view you're looking at. So it can be really tricky to like make something look good but not stumpy. It's it just, even when you have a model, like right now in front of me I have this little Tobey Maguire Spider-Man figurine model. You guys can't see it, but I love it. I have it. It's great. But even then, like, some stuff sometimes just doesn't look good at certain angles. So I just noticed, for example, that this sword is kind of looking upward, but this one isn't. So what if I ever so slightly rotate it like that? Just a pinch. Just a pinch. Okay. I feel at least that way it's on. We're working in a similar fashion from one side to the other. Is it perfect? Not really. These aren't meant to be perfect. They're not meant to be, you know, exactly the greatest. Just little dudes. They're just little dudes going on an adventure. Let's just take away that. Let's see how these look. Maybe when I start putting some clothes on it, maybe like I'm thinking fingerless gloves for him. I'm thinking fingerless gloves. We gotta really figure it out. Let's get them feet in the scene. The feet are like, this leg is a perfect example of the foreshortening. The foot is the foot is covering up part of the calf, and the knee is covering up part of the hip. Like, that's a perfect one right there. Oh. go. Banzai! Alright, let's see. Let's get this angle right as well. Let's not forget these guys are also a bit stumpy. So some anatomy doesn't always work. Alright, with that being said, it looks like he does look like he's wearing. Did I ever given anyone like big knee-high boots yet? Not really. Let's give him some knee-high boots. Like kind of like pirate boots, if you would. Yeah, here we go. Big stompers. Let's do the same for this guy. Let's take it and do that. All right. So we got boots. Let's do some fun details. How about some basic lacing, some really cheap X lacing. So it's just gonna be this, like that, overlapping, and then we'll do another one. There you go, some basic cheap. Think we need to bring this in a bit. Like that. Okay, I think that'll work for that. Now the question is, he's a bit weird looking, the way his arms are like above his head. But he looks fun though. He looks like fun. Yeah, let's once again working with two different layers here. Let me merge these two layers together. Okay, let's get in there. Let's give him some fingerless gloves. Right. So just wrong tool. There we go. Oh, zooming in too much. Yeah, you know what? Let's fudge it. Let's make it look like he's wearing like some kind of like something that's definitely stitched together. So we get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of some of this, get rid of some of this detail. Make it look like it's like a brown leather or something. And then rather than clean muscle definition, we do that. Look like, yeah, like he's wearing sleeves. You know what? I should correct that. Different way, different way. So, there we go. And once again, we're also going to change this to look like he's wearing gloves. Doop, 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 doop. That's the wrong tool. Okay. Ah! Surprise! Let's save that. I'm liking them. I'm liking the way they are so far. Let's edit. Change canvas size again. We're going to stretch this out to, let's say, 9 inches. Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna rearrange a few. Rearrange a few guys here. Okay, D20. Scoot you over a pinch. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. D4. I might want to adjust his feet. His feet are a bit too like stiffened in one direction. D6. D8. Okay. Lock them layers. Do 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 do. Okay. This is okay. We have a whole bunch of layers that are my reference layers. So this is our D100, or D10. He is facing in opposite direction from everyone else. That kind of bothers me, but I do like this angle. I can't just flip it in reverse because that would make no sense. I'm gonna look for a D10, another reference photo. I want that angle. I just need to find the right one I'm looking for. And if I'm looking for a photograph, I want to get it just right. So, fun fact: on many D&D dice, D10 is labeled with a 0. But I am finding D10s online labeled with an actual 10, which I don't want. I don't want that. Because I have an idea for the 0, which might be pretty funny. I just need to find the right angled photograph of it. Come on. I'm getting a bunch of stuff. There we go. Sorry, I'm just doing research right now. Stand by. Okay, the annoying thing is I'm finding the right angles, but they're all still facing left. I need one that's facing right for a photograph. Because yes, we are tracing the dice because it's mechanical tracing and I want to get it just right. Oh, why are all of these facing left? Every reference photo is facing left. Don't be a jerk. Come on. Come on, internet. Help a brother out, why don't you? Oh, I think I found one. Let's see. Close but no cigar. This must be so exciting for you guys watching at home right now. Hey, maybe I should stick with it. Maybe I should make him the odd one out. Even though I would rather have them all facing the same direction. I could go to a straightforward look, but you know, all these guys, you know, none of them are meant to be looking straightforward. So I found one, but that doesn't make sense. Because all D10s should have a 3 and a 7 beneath them. I found a photograph of a D10, but it has a 5 and a 9? Like, the placement is off. That is weird. Yeah, why is it? That is so weird. I found a few of them here that show a 5 and a 9 beneath it, which I don't mind. Given what I plan, you know what? Given what I plan to do, it don't matter. So you know what? Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah, I guess it varies. Some of them, the placement is different on a few of them. No, on the majority, it's a 7 and a 3 on the bottom of it. On the majority of like these photos I'm looking at. That's so interesting. You think there'd be like a solid standard, but it does not matter. Let me go back to my drawing page. Nope, that's not. What just happened? What just happened here? Don't be a jerk. Copy. Copy image. Okay, we're back at it. Sorry, guys. That was kind of annoying. Let me zoom in. But you see what I'm talking about, right? It's a 3 and 7. On this one, it's it's the 6 and 5. Huh. I'm being nitpicky. I'm just wondering why it's like that on a few of these. Either way, after all of this, we still gotta do the D12. What am I missing? Here's a D8. Right, that's my D8. I'm looking at a set of dice here. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. So we're not gonna go with the blue boy. We're gonna delete that. Yes, delete that. we're gonna go with him. This guy got a good scale going. That's about. That's like a good scale. Let's go with that. Alright. So we all gonna do something funny with this one. And you shall see what it is once I... no, magic wand. Magic wand, I want to get rid of the black background. There we go. Okay, so I am thinking, and that's a dangerous thing to do sometimes. We're gonna actually split his face up. Okay. Bear with me on this. Where's my sketch layer? There's my sketch layer. Let's open the sketch layer again. Let's delete the stuff we don't need. We don't need any of this guy. Nope, that is the wrong layer. Sketch layer, please. Thank you. I realized my D8 looks like an angry, like Jimmy Olsen or something. So, we are thinking of something stupid, right? So let's say, those are the identifying lines. So I was thinking of essentially doing like a really derpy looking guy. Right? Just kind of... just something derpy like that. But then again, but the problem with that is I don't know how to do the face. I could do the face like that. Not really warrior-like if you think about it. Like, I don't know what kind of... Oh. Having the cross-eyed guy beat him with the bow and arrow. I'm only doing it cross-eyed because of where his eyes would be. I'm putting like the eyes and I'm putting like the entire body's like on his eyes, his arms, his legs are all on like that particular part of the body. Like just on the 5 and the 6 side. And then like it'd be kind of funny. You got like the barbarian, the crazed man, the scared man, and just a just a doofus. Yeah, you know what? I like that. Let's go with that. Let's go with that for now. Using the shape to split the face like in 2 different directions. Let's go with that. So new layer. And let's just go ahead and get our general shapes down, our angles. Right? And using the line here, there we go. We'll use the actual dividing line as a hint to his nose. let's adjust that. I'm tempted to put like a card in his hat as opposed to a feather. I'm so tempted. You know, like a Mad Hatter card. You know what I mean? Now the issue with this new setup I'm using, or this new layout I'm using, it does show more of the drawing, but it also, I don't have the, I don't show the navigation window, so if I'm zoomed in, you can't tell what I'm drawing. I'm just super zoomed in. Which is why you see me sometimes bouncing back and forth, in and out, to kind of just to like check what I'm working on and to also show. That's way too thick. Stand by. We are using 6. There we go. But to also like kind of help people visualize what I'm working on. Stand by, guys. So I gotta Daniel Git. There we go. Good. I also Twitch also sends me an email. That did not happen before. I've had people follow me, and like the response on my emails was like slow. Daniel Get, not Git. Sorry, Daniel Get. Thank you for following. Awesome. I'll check out your profile later. I'm also getting text messages from the family reminding me to buy gifts for my niece and nephews. So I'll get to that later. Yes, we should, you know, we should kind of, what's it called? They were calling it a shopping strike. But my niece and nephew, I can't say no. I am tempted just to give him like stringy arms, just like this, come straight down. Try that. Let's try it again. Hey, we got a bot. Woo! Do want to give him a singular, but the problem is it might come out feminine, but I do want to give him like the pretty boy eyelashes. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I know what I'm gonna do. Did that wrong. Let's try again. give him Boy Wonder kind of shorts. Nope, that's not right. That looks like garbage. We're gonna try that again. From the top. First things first. A simple, smaller belt. Good. Okay. Short legs. That looks weird for some reason. Don't know why. Let's fix that. But one thing's for sure. His leg is too thick. Should come in a little bit thinner. There we go. There he is. There's our boy. I want to put a belt on that. I mean, belt buckle, that is. Alright, let's go to simple circle. What kind of smile? That's two things going on at once. Let me fix that. That's a goofy smile and a pouty face at once, and that does not help. There we go, it's better. do, do. Hold on. Step back, step back. From there to there, it should be curved inward. And then we curve it outward. There we go. There we go. Now for the other hand. This guy has really simple. Nope. He has really simple hands, really simple like. Really simple curved hands. Alright, that I like this. This looks good. Let's erase the sketch layer. Hmm. Can I cheat and just use the circle tool for this? Well, I can use the curve tool, I guess. I can always just fudge it a bit. There we go. Rinse and repeat, I guess. There we go. I'm not gonna do the wherever there's a limb, I tend to like I don't know. Actually, where's that 8? I said 8. Give me a second. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna try something real quick. I want to check something. Bear with me. Okay, given where it's set, I should really draw the. I should draw the 3 on that one. Alright, we'll return to that one. Yeah, 'cause I did a 2 showing in the arm there. I did the 10 in that arm. You can't see the 1 and the. You can't see the 2 or 3 or 1 on the bottom of the 4 anyway. So I guess I should include it. Let me merge these together. I got several layers here. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna make another layer in case I fudge it up. We're gonna do at least a hint of the 5. Ooh. My hand just like drifted on that one. What the heck happened? Kind of funny because the eye here does kind of work for the 6. Don't know what's going on with this line. Oh, good for now. Good for now. All right, so this is D10, and for some reason my cap lock was stuck. D10. There we go. I think, yeah, we should go in and fudge a number 3 right here somewhere. That way you can't say we didn't try. Look at little goober. Oh, these are good. These are coming out nice. Whoa. Merge those selected, thank you very much. He's a goofy goober. My goofy goober. Alright, file save. And now let's do D12. Yeah, D12 is like a brick. A straight up brick. And on some D12s, I see a 7 directly beneath it. I see an 8 beneath it. I see a 9 beneath it. So we have our options. The question is, so whatever the number is, like directly beneath the 12, we'll go with that. Just gotta find a nice angle I'm happy with. He's a brick of a man. D12 sits so well that the photograph, many of the photographs for the D12 is like dead on, like directly on top. I'm looking for one that's, oh, this is interesting. The angle is interesting. It's a fun fact on top of my drawing table. Oh, 1 second. Something just fell. So on top of my drawing table, I have a big foam D20, right? It's a green D20 with white lettering. The white on the white numbering. The white on the numbering is not the best. It's a cheap foam D20. But I also have, is this a D12? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I have a small plastic D12, which I think was from it's from a game, like some kind of party game. That's about the size, a little bit smaller than a baseball. And I've been and even though it's a D12, I'm wanting to like paint it and customize it. I found it for like $1 in a store. You know, it was one of it's the discount store I go to. There's a discount store near here that's just like everything's secondhand, and I get like everything from there. If you haven't already, check out my Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, or my Blue Sky, and my DeviantArt. All those links. I actually just uploaded a photograph of art and craft I did. I came across essentially. I'm on the wrong layer. Hold on. Let me lock the layers I don't want to mess up. There we go. I came across this stand, right? It's like a stand like this. And it had a big 3-fingered Mickey Mouse hand. Now it was meant for flowers, right? It was a stand that was meant for flowers. It's just this Mickey Mouse hand coming out the ground. And it also works very well for Cuphead. So I might put it in the overlay once the intern gets off his butt and continues playing Cuphead, If you haven't seen him, check out my intern play video games. A lot of those video games are saved over on YouTube. He was playing Cuphead, and he got to the last level, and then he kind of had to crash out. Anyway, so this Mickey Mouse hand, and I decided to do something with it. So I went ahead and gave him a big old sign. That was no AI, and I have it on the table right now. So it's a Mickey Mouse hand with a little cardboard sign holding up like a stick-in sign that says no AI, and I did that for fun because I've been wanting to do something with that Mickey Mouse hand for a while. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do with it, and I figured, well, given recent news, turning it into a no AI sign would be very nice, and maybe I'll put it on my tables when I go to a convention. Okay. Before that being said, let's get back to it. Let's see if we can find a nice angled. Let me see, a 12. I see a lot of good photos, but I'm giving the angle of the photos. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with them. Like, what would I do with these photo references? Like, what kind of character will we draw? You know what? Let's try. I found a nice one here. Why not do similar to the let's see, copy image. So paste image. So similar. I don't know why I made a noise when I said that. Similar to, let's say, the D8. Let's have a kind of downward looking one. Maybe this one's like dragging his foot. He's like a big brick of a character. Like right after him is the freaking D20 in terms of how many sides it has. So maybe he's kind of like walking sideways, dragging something behind him. Yeah, that seems about like a good size, right? What do you guys think? That's a good size? A little bigger? Alright. So let's drop the opacity on that. Let's move the sketch layer above that. Okay, let's lock that down. So maybe, let's see. We'll zoom in a bit. There we go. How many squinty eyes? I like doing squinty eye. He has a bit of a squinty eye. He definitely has a squinty eye. Or give him an eye patch. Oh no, it will go this way. The eye patch goes that way. very... Nah, something seems off about that. Trying to get a good posture on this guy. A fun stance, you know? What's that meme that's going around? Is it Freeland? Whatever her name is. Where it's like drawing the elf from like a certain from a certain angle. Okay, you wouldn't see this much of the chin. Remember, we don't need to copy the exact shape of. Much like with him, was just kind of exploding out of the face. I mean, exploding out of the dice side. You don't need to follow the exact shape. Trying to think of a good like face for this guy. Me too. There we go. Now, this right here is an angle. So it's funny because the way he's leaning forward. See, it's hard because we're using the dice for both the body and the face, right? And when his face is all the way at the bottom like that, it's hard to figure out where to put the rest of the body. And look how wonky the number 8 looks like, right? And 10 has the pants all the way at the bottom. Because he kind of looks like if I was to put the shoulder here, he looks like he's like about to like roll up his sleeves and beat someone up, you know? Wait, oh, there we go. That looks like he's charging into battle. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Okay. So, we more or less have. Okay, focus. Just trying to get a general idea of where everything's sitting. He's running into battle. That looks weird. Something like that. I might actually, you know what? You shrink it down just a pinch. I think that helps. But something like that, like he's running into battle. And then we could probably, I don't know, let's see. Maybe he's wearing like gauntlets or something. And the spike gauntlets. I don't know about the boots though. About the feet. Everyone got big feet except for him. There we go. That looks better. A bit more stumpy. beef up the arms a little bit. I could do. Where's perspective? There we go. Something like that. Maybe not as much. Okay. Yeah, I didn't really go into this with like I said, like a theme. Like, yeah, these are dice used for like D&D and stuff, but I didn't mean to make one a rogue or a wizard or whatever. They're just a bunch of warrior guys. Maybe if I had tried to stick with that, granted it would have kind of put me in a box, but at least then I would have had a bit more I don't know, maybe a bit more organized, if that makes sense. A bit more of a vision, as opposed to just a bunch of dice guys who fight people. I'm still happy with it. I'm gonna see if I could just work out a face on this guy, and then we'll probably call it a night. Dante getting sleepy. D12. Label your layers or you'll hate yourself. Label your layers. I want to give him something a bit more distinct in terms of facial features. We'll figure that out. That's the wrong color. That's lumpy as all hell. Hey, Red. You joined just in time. I'm actually just gonna work on the face of our D12 and then probably call it a night. Regretfully, I have to wake up early tomorrow for work. But we finished up the angles of the hands over on D8, and then we did a silly little Robin Hood archer looking dude for D10. And yes, 0 represents 10, which I think it works with the character too, having a 0 on their forehead. And D12 is right now just charging into battle, so. Give him a scar on one of his eyebrows. Maybe lots of wrinkles. Giving him lots of wrinkles around the face. On the eyes, that is. Did I give scars to other people? I gave him some veins. I don't really gave scars to it. Let's give this guy scars. Why not? He has kind of the Simpson lip, if you know what that is. Just a little curved lip. Hey Red, where was that Ultraman thing where did that happen again? I didn't actually check the I did check. I just forgot the location that was mentioned in the in your Instagram a while back. I was just thinking about it earlier today. Poor guy in the giant monster costume, trying his best to not just fall over and bust his butt. But where was it at? New Jersey, okay, I figured that. Oh, yo, dude, I don't know if you heard of. I mean, there's so much going on in the world right now. But in Portland, Oregon, the people in Oregon were not having it with the current administration. Long story short, for those of you who don't know, there's a place in Portland, Oregon where all their money is made from fishing up this one kind of crab. It's like it's a. If you've ever seen the movie Jaws, you know how it is, where if you don't fish now, you don't if you don't fish during tourist season, you don't get paid at all. And long story short, Portland, Oregon, they fish for this one type of crab, right? And it's considered one of America's most dangerous jobs, without fail. It is among the most dangerous jobs in America. Because of that, they have a rescue helicopter on standby at all times, and their helicopter up and disappeared. They found out later on that, unbeknownst to them, no one told them, the federal government had come in and taken the helicopter and moved it somewhere else. They're like, oh, we're gonna move this helicopter bunch of federal agents somehow came in, picked up this helicopter from Oregon, and moved it like an hour away. And everyone's like, "What are you doing? Why would you?" It's like, imagine in New York City if they just like, if they took every ambulance and said from now on they're going to be an hour outside of New York City. Every ambulance. So the one helicopter they have, the federal government picked it up, moved it an hour away, and everyone's like, "Yo, Mayor, what's going on? We can't start the fishing season if quite literally there's no like safety net for our fishermen. Like, what is happening?" And during their investigation, they came across a freaking contractor who was preparing to buy the land around the airport where the helicopter's supposed to be for something. And they're like, "Well, what is it? What is going on that they're moving our helicopter? That they're not that some random company is preparing to build something around the area?" Long story short, the mayor comes out and tells, was it the mayor? I forget. But it was one of the officials. Comes out and tells the people of this town, that's only a few thousand people. He tells them, so, federal government showed up, took the helicopter and moved it because they planned to build an ICE detention center where the helicopter landing bay and rescue center was going to be. They were going to replace the rescue center and landing bay of this helicopter with a detention center for ICE, and didn't tell anyone in the town. Like, just okay, we're going to completely uproot your way of life to build a prison that you don't want here. And the people of that town came out like strong. They literally came out. They were like people like in the streets trying to get into, it's like this one particular building where they have their meetings, and like so many people showed up for this meeting, like this town meeting, that they couldn't fit them in the building, they couldn't fit them in the rooms, they were out in the streets, like pretty much the entire town showed up. They were like, "Yo, what's going on?" And lo and behold, this contractor just suddenly decided to disappear. Like the contractor was like, "Oh, on second thought, we're not gonna build here." Like, just how wild that is, man. Just making decisions without the locals knowing about it, while also putting them in grave danger. Because if they started the season now with their fishing, going for these freaking crabs, people would have just straight up, people would have just died. Because they would have never been aware that the freaking, like, Coast Guard helicopter had just been moved. Like, removed from the hospital. But yeah, people showed up and they squashed that real quick. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just freaking crazy. For those of you at home might be wondering why I just went to that whole ramble. Because Portland, Oregon, or rather Oregon itself, is a location of interest among me and my friends. You know, for like geek stuff and geek events. That's what it is, man. Yeah, I didn't want to give the details because that's. I didn't want to give the details as to why I was mentioning Portland, Oregon, other than the fact that, well, as you posted, you love it. And it's, you know, I wasn't going to be like, oh, so-and-so does this and I do that. And it was just, Portland, Oregon comes up in conversation between me and Red Spectra in regards to just, like, conventions and stuff. Could they have some nice conventions over there? This 3 is in a weird freaking angle, man. And of course, it doesn't help that, you know, this isn't like a high-res photograph of this dice. There we go. By the way, Red, so I've done the simple thing of repositioning my mic. So my mic is never too far away from me. It's like right by my head. But I've gone and just put my microphone straight up like right next to me on the table because I have room at the table for it. So let me know if my audio is better than it used to be. I'm always having issues with my freaking audio. Thank you, dude. Yeah, so different dice do different number styles. So if I'm gonna do this one, I want it to look like the one that's on the D20. The D20 has more, it's way more angular on its edges. Same thing with the D4, but the D6 I kind of curved, and the D10 I kind of curved. So I want to make it angular. I want to actually match those harsher corners. Is that yeah, it's straight. Yeah, straight away. Okay. So bring this down and do a straight away. There we go. Then it curves. All right, I want to ask you: were you ever a fan of Adventure Time? I'm only mentioning that. I'm only asking now because I've seen a lot of people online. I've been talking about the newest season of Fiona and Cake. I don't have what's it? Is it Prime? No, it's what's it called? Is it Max? HBO Max? I don't have that. So I haven't really been like following that. I've just been seeing people's like reaction videos to it and like their commentary about it. Just wondering if you were ever into it. That 3 looks wonky. We'll get back to that. Now that we're doing these sharper angles, I want to just to be a bit more consistent. I'll do the same thing for this. That's better. There we go. You know what? No. I think having hints of the number on number 10, because number 10 looks a bit goofy, works better. Like having, like, around the eyes and stuff. But for the rest of them, I think the faces will just take up the actual shape. Take up the actual side itself. But, but number 10 is just, woo, having a good time. Alright, that looks good. Okay, I'm actually quite tired. I know it wasn't a long stream. I jumped on like around like 9 o'clock or something. About 2 hours isn't too bad. But yeah, so we're almost there, guys. Just gonna finish up this this D12, and I think that'll be it. Once again, I'm not gonna be doing the D100 because D10 kind of fits that. And I'm definitely not gonna be doing the actual 100-sided dice for D100. No, thank you on that, please. But in terms of your standards. Of your, let me see, you have your D20, okay, let's count it down from up. You got your D4, your D6, your standard dice. You got your D8, your D10, your D12, which we're finishing, and your D20. The only other version is, as I said, the D100, which is often just a D10 with extra digits, or a full 100 side. I don't think I'm gonna do that. And as mentioned in the last stream, the whole reason I started doing this was because the Game Crafter website. I need to lower this music because it's loud in my ear. Hold on. There we go. So I had to lower the music for myself because it's loud in my ear. Anyway, the whole reason I even started this little venture with the funny dice. Zoom in. There we go. That's better. Was because the Game Crafter, which is the website I use to publish my card games. Check it out, thegamecrafter.com for Ascending Assassins and of Tolls and Trolls. But anyway, yeah. They every so often they'll post ideas like, hey, would you guys be interested if we made a box that was this size to hold your stuff in? Are you interested in dice that are this color? Like they'll go to the audience, and they showcased a mini dice tower, like a really small dice tower. Now the idea, according to them, they wanted to reuse a lot of the plastic they have when they make custom shapes for people, and the dice tower was an idea. And they were like, hey, what would you think if the dice tower was something you can add to your game? Whatever your game is, and it needs a dice tower, would you be interested in it? And it kind of got me thinking of like just warrior dice, like ooh, excuse me, like what if the dice themselves were your tokens, right? So you would roll. The idea I had was like, you have a dice tower, and the idea is you will send a person in, and just like with chess, oh hey intern, just like with chess or something, each person is of a different value and does something different. And in this case, it's the dice. So the idea, it was this really vague concept I had, where like each dice represents a person in your army of a different value, and you put it into a dice tower, and they of course roll out the bottom. Storyline wise, the idea is each soldier is running in and getting kicked out the tower by the enemy. Like it's like they're trying to storm the castle but keep getting kicked out. So I kind of had this vague idea of like, you would roll each dice, and when it gets ejected, the value of that dice that gets rolled, like let's say it's a D20 and you roll a 6, in conjunction with what the dice is, yada yada yada. It was some kind of vague idea I had of what if each dice was its own value in itself, and every time you roll, you somehow use the base value plus the value, or even minus the value of what was rolled. It was some kind of idea I had. But the whole thing had to start with some fun character designs, like what if each dice was a person? And that's kind of how it went from. I really have no solid idea of what I'm going to be doing with this concept, other than doing fun illustration. The concept right now is, as you see, these little fun designs. And I'm happy with them. I am happy with them, especially since I'm just kind of winging it. The little archer, I think the little archer person is my favorite right now. Well, excuse me again. I'm really happy with the way. I'm just happy with the energy of the D20. I like the little silliness of the D10. I like the action pose of the D12 so far and the D8. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. But yeah, that's my ramble. 2 hours of drawing just to say that I got some drawing done today. I am moving something and it keeps getting unplugged and I don't know what it is. And whatever it is not affecting what I'm doing. I keep hearing my computer turn on and off. Not on and off, but just that little doot noise as if something's being unplugged. And I have no idea what it is. Anyway. Let's turn that music off. Thank you very much. Ugh, too much music. I gotta find better music. I gotta find something. Anyway, yeah. Red Spectre, thank you for jumping in and giving me your 2 cents. Thank you very much for that. I do want to return to this later on. I mean, there's not much left to do, just working on the D12. If I come up with even more ideas, maybe we will return to little Dice Men. These videos are saved over here on Twitch for about a week, and everything else is saved permanently on my YouTube channel. Check out my YouTube channel for old streams. Check out my YouTube channel for scripted stuff. I have a video series called The Toy Chest, in which I create just random toys and figurines from scratch. I have a series called Quick Vids, where I show you how to make something cool in a short amount of time. Usually like cosplay, costume stuff, but it varies. And that will be it. Once again, guys, I am Dante. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the future. Later.